Here's my review for Victor Vran. If you enjoy lots of monster slaying, I think you're going to enjoy this game. Alright, let's start off with the story. So you're a monster slayer, you go to a city, there's lots of monsters there, and you start with the slaying. The story isn't particularly in-depth or anything like that, but I will say it does have these really nice cutscenes, and it does give you enough good backstory on the characters and on what's going on to really give you a good purpose as to why you're killing the monsters. And it's well told, I will say that. Not anything new, but not anything bad, and overall I really did enjoy it. There are elements that really do breathe some life into the game and kind of make it its own. And yes, I know that the game is called Victor Vran, but I think Victor Vran just sounds cooler, so that's how I'm gonna do it, and I say things funny. So the main character, Victor, he's voiced by Geralt of Rivia, that same voice actor, and he provides the same awesome voice acting that he provided in the Witcher series here. There is some little bit of dark humor there, and I always like his voice. He's got an element of mystery to it, and it really adds to the game. The other thing that's neat too is throughout the whole adventure, you're kind of terrorized by this guy called The Voice. And he'll just make fun of you the whole time. But what's neat is when he makes fun of you, he'll make fun of his hat, and they're really funny comments. But with that too, they'll make reference to other pieces of fiction like movies and quotes and throw them in here. There's even a little bit of singing, and this kind of stuff just really kind of beefs up the story a lot more is by having this in here. It's just basically you're having, like, you know, the two Muppets, the two old guys that kind of sit up in the balcony and they heckle you? Well, imagine if they're on your shoulder for like a whole game. It's really fun, it's a nice mechanic, and I will say it did pay off for the narrative. Now, if you've ever played Diablo, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, X-Men Legends 1 and 2, I think you'll be right at home with Victor Vran. It's an isometric action RPG, and it's a lot of fun. It does have some differences to some other games that you've played before. Usually in these types of games, skills are attached to the character class that you pick, but in Victor Vran, you do not pick a character class. You are just a guy, and then as you play the game, you can kind of change what type of archetype you would like him to be. And to add a little bit of an extra flavor to it, the weapons have skills attached to them. So say you want to have a healing ability, you can attach the hammer, and the hammer has this ability to just like slams down like Thor, and it steals all the health from all the enemies near you. If you're getting surrounded, you can choose the dual pistols, and you'll do these kind of cool, like, Devil May Cry spinny attacks where it'll hit all the enemies around you and they push them away. And that's a lot of fun. But you get swords, you get rapiers, you get lots of weapons, and in one of the DLCs you actually get a guitar, you know, in the vein of Brutal Legend, that can fire out, you know, guitar bolts at people. I love that it has that playfulness to it. So the weapon variety is really good, and you can equip two at the same time. So what I found out later on is I was using the hammer so that I could get health, but then I would also use the pistols all the time because they dealt a lot of damage, was good with crowd control, and, well, they're pistols, and there's cool revolvers. I mean, who doesn't love using those things? They were awesome. But it's neat because you don't have to play the game that way. You could go with swords, you could go with something else, and through that, that's where you start mixing and matching, and your Victor Vran's going to be a bit different than someone else's Victor Vran. With the weapons, you can also customize what powers you have. One I used particularly a lot was one where you sent down like a bunch of meteors down from the sky and it just destroys all the enemies. That was fantastic. Or you use, the other one I would use is a shield, and it creates this barrier around you and you just don't take any health damage. But you don't have to use any of those. There's plenty more in the game. And like I said, with the weapons, this just kind of adds that really awesome variability to the game. Victor Vran has some really cool progression to the game. So while you're playing the game, you're earning new weapons, you're earning new special abilities, so there's lots of stuff like that, and you can keep interchanging all of them as you're playing it. And as you're defeating monsters and completing quests, you're also earning experience points, which then net you more health, or what's neat is it'll start netting you more slots for Destiny cards. What's Destiny cards? I want one. Destiny cards, they're neat because they add cool passive buffs to you. So if you want to be able to have that awesome lifesteal ability that the hammer has, but not use the hammer, you can equip a couple of those to Victor Vran through Destiny cards. Or you want to have something else, you can also do that. And with all, I know I keep adding on top of each other, but that's kind of how Victor Vran does it. They just kind of, they dole out some cool things, and then it gets more, and it's more, and then you're like, holy crap, this is awesome. And that's how this works. Between the weapons, between the powers and the destiny cards, you really get to create your cool kind of Victor Vran personalized class. And it's a lot of fun to keep playing the game, earning these new destiny cards, earning these new weapons. It's consistent progression, so you're always chasing after that carrot that's in front of you. You always want to keep getting more. It's always a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. The game also runs really great. Even on consoles, it's at 60 FPS, and you know how much I love 60 FPS. I mean, who doesn't love 60 FPS? Runs like butter. And if you want to play this game offline, you can do that. You want to play it online? You can do that. I like having those options there. It gives you really good natural replayability. You have your buddy over, he's like, what you playing? You playing the Victors? And they're like, yeah, come sit down, play it with me. And you can, instead of being like, no, you need to go get your own PlayStation, go back to your house and put it on your own TV, you cheap shit. But here, no, you can have your buddy come over and play the game, and I love that. That kind of stuff is great. The music's also really good in the game too. Whether you're fighting, you get some really awesome epic battle music, or you get some nice fantasy mystical themes. Either way, your ears will be happy, your eyes will be happy, and your fingers will be happy because you're just playing a great game. And that makes you happy. So each level in the game is cool because there's these challenges that are set to each level. And that'll net you either more experience points, items, or gold. And after you beat the game, they add another 5 onto all the other levels that are already there. That's a lot of challenges, so if you have that type of OCD, you are going to be playing this game for a long time. But I didn't do all of them. I really did enjoy them. I beat the game, but I didn't get all the challenges. I probably spent about over 30 hours playing the game, and I still have to go back for more, and I want to replay the game from the beginning in co-op with my buddy, from beginning to end, do it like that. And I just like that it has the co-op in there. I know I spoke about this before, but I really enjoy same screen, split screen co-op. It's something that's been going away in consoles, and since this was a game that's been out on the PC, and now it's recently come to consoles, it's just neat that they kind of recognized that culture where you play on the consoles, typically you get same screen, split screen co-op, and it's something that's actually been going away from the consoles, but I like that these guys included in there. It gets a huge big two thumbs up from me because I was just so happy about it. I don't really have any negatives with this game. It's just a lot of fun. If you're interested in getting the game, they sell it as like a base game online for I think 20 bucks on PSN, and then you can buy the expansion packs piecemeal if you want to just try it out. Or you can get the Overkill edition that has them all together if you want all the Victor Vranness. I haven't had the opportunity to play the expansions yet, but if it's more of the same from the campaign at the very least, I'm gonna have a good time because the campaign's a lot of fun. Victor Vran is a very good game. It's got a nice hat, like I said before, and if you're looking for something that's just, you want something different, you want something fun for the summer, you're looking for something to play with friends, I think Victor Vran is the game to go with for that. Lots of fun, and I want to say thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, and if you'd like to see more content like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.